Supervisor Schultz, lead us in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Our consent agenda is the minutes of December 27th.
I'll make that motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second. Sorry. It doesn't look like we're gonna do the closed session.
I'd like to strike today's closed session. I don't have any new information for you today.
Okay.
So would you make that motion with
Well,
that?
that's in the next board. That's the next board meeting.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the consent agenda. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Before we go to that next motion, Lynn, can I get you to stand, please? Token appreciation.
Do it.
A token of appreciation. Take this. We appreciate your service on the board. Keep that in your pocket and show everybody for at least a week.
Thank you. Thank you, Lynn.
Supervisor Schultz, if I could, you come up.
Thanks.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, may I have just a minute to say something?
Sure.
So I'm not gonna be super long-winded here, but I just, coming off the county board, I just really want to thank Potawatomi County in general, my colleagues, the fellow board members I've got to serve with over the last 8 years. It's been pretty incredible. When you think back to the successes that we've had as a county, we've done some pretty amazing things here over the years. You look at the footprint of just this courthouse alone, it's expanding, it's growing. Our amount of services that we offer countywide, it's growing. And I'm just very thankful to have been, be able to be part of that. And obviously the outcome of the primary didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but I can tell you that I'm very much supportive of the team that's coming on. I'm looking forward to the things that they're going to be able to do. And, so I just, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been a part of this journey for me, and especially my family, my wife. But, this means a lot to me. So I just want to say thanks.
Good.
You're welcome.
Then I'll entertain a motion to
Adjourn.
need a
Sine die.
I'll make that motion.
Second it?
any discussion?
No.
Roll call, please.
Chairman Wickman.
Aye.
Supervisor Shea,
Yes.
Belt,
Aye.
Groby,
Yes.
and Wickman. Or Schultz.
Aye.
Brain fart. It's all right. Okay. So, did you guys make a plan for the swearing in of the elected officials?
Right now, we have our next item for our agenda is District Court Judge Maggie Papareyes to swear in our elected officials. And if it's okay, Maggie, I'll go down the list that I have here. Okay, we'll start off with Lennon. Justin, thanks.
Thanks for your service, you guys. Thanks. Really.
Scott Bell.
Service. Have a good day.
Got your first.
Hey, you guys ain't gonna sit and watch the meeting?
I mean,
I was joking,
I've got all this
okay?
packing up to do, so I'll go to HR and get my.
I was joking.
I'll be there somewhere today.
Okay.
Stop in anytime.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Am I doing them one at a time or all together, or it's up to you?
We'll get pictures from our PR person, so we can do one at a time.
Okay.
You're so awesome, Maggie.
I'm flexible. All right, Mr. Belt, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. I, Scott Belt,
I, Scott Belt,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
that I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my
to
ability,
the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the Office of Supervisor
of the Office of Supervisor
in Potawatomi County
in Potawatomi County,
as now or hereafter required by law.
as now or hereafter required by law.
That's right.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
Next up, we have Miss Susan Miller. Yeah.
Autographs.
Good morning,
Oh, sorry.
Supervisor.
Maggie, you're a notary, aren't you?
I am not anymore.
I am.
I am not.
Scott, you can sign that. Okay.
Supervisor, right?
Yep.
Susan Miller? I, Susan Miller,
I, Susan Miller,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and I will faithfully and impartially,
and I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the Office of Supervisor
of the Office of Supervisor
in Potawatomi County
in Potawatomi County
as now or hereafter required by law.
as now or hereafter required by law.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Susan, you are now on the board. The seat is yours.
Thank you.
Come on up. Next up.
Might need that.
Maggie, we have Jeff Jorgensen,
Okay,
County Supervisor.
very good. Good morning, Mr. Jorgensen. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. I, Jeff Jorgensen,
I, Jeff Jorgensen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
and I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the Office of Supervisor
of the Office of Supervisor
in Potawatomi County
in Potawatomi County
as now or hereafter required by law.
as now or hereafter required by law.
Very good. Congratulations.
I appreciate the board much.
Jeff, come on up. The seat is yours.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Lynn wants that.
Hang on, Susan.
Oh.
We got that.
Okay.
Next up, we have Miss Lee Voss, Treasurer.
You've been here enough years.
Yeah, how many times have we been through this?
A few. You can do it. I, Lee Voss,
I, Lee Voss,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
and I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the Office of Treasurer
of the Office of Treasurer
in Potawatomi County
in Potawatomi County
as now or hereafter required by law.
as now and hereafter required by law.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Lee Voss. Okay, you need to sign this.
Thanks.
The hands are sweaty, aren't they?
Yeah. You're awesome. Get it to Mitch or notary. You're awesome. All right, Maggie, I'm sorry, Judge Reyes. Next we have Mr. Matt Wilbur, County Attorney.
Thank you. Mr. Wilbur.
Your Honor.
Good morning. Let's get raise your right hand. I, Matt Wilbur,
I, Matt Wilbur,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and
Iowa,
the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
and I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my
to
ability,
the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the office of County Attorney
of the Office of County Attorney
in Pottawatomie County
in Pottawatomie County,
as now or hereafter required by law.
as now or hereafter required by law.
Okay, congratulations. Gotta sign it.
Congratulations.
Again.
You? Boy, am I looking forward to this.
Congrats.
Lastly, Judge Reyes, we have Andrew Moats, Potawatomi County Recorder.
I feel like I've been here before.
Right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ask you to raise your right hand. I, Andrew Moats,
I, Andrew Moats,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and
Iowa,
the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the office of Recorder
of the Office of Recorder
in Pottawatomie County
in Pottawatomie County,
as now or hereafter required by law.
as now or hereafter required by law.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you. Would you get that to Mitch? She will notarize that for you. Thank you. Okay.
Anything else
Judge,
for me?
no, Judge Reyes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie.
Congratulations to all. Thank you
Yeah,
very
thanks,
much, guys.
Maggie.
Thank you.
Okay, the board now entertain a motion to appoint Melvin Hauser County Auditor as a temporary chairperson for the election of a new board chairman and chairman pro tem for the year 2023.
To appoint.
Melvin as the chairperson.
So moved.
I'll take over since you don't have a chairman,
Right.
then I will, make sure that you get one.
Second.
We got, Shay, Bell,
Roll call vote.
Supervisor Shay,
Aye.
Bell,
Aye.
Wickman.
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
and Jorgensen.
Aye.
I wish you had your nameplates up
I'm
there.
sorry, Janet, would you
Are you
take care of that for me? I missed that. Sorry about that. Just one
Okay.
second, Mr. Hauser.
All right.
Ooh, we got the new logo on there. Cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Hold on, that ain't done yet. Oh, okay.
Oh, we wanted to wait until we put our, announce our board chair. And it's okay,
That's
go ahead and
all
put
right.
them in. You just have to change them, Jana.
Here.
You're on my team, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good job. Okay, motion passes. Now, what I'm asking for, nominations are now in order for the office of chairman for 2023.
Second.
Are there any other nominations?
I'll make
Hearing
a
no,
motion.
hearing no further nominations, the nominations are declared ceased. I'll call for the vote. Wickman votes for.
Shay.
Belt.
Shay, aye.
Miller.
Shay?
Jorgensen.
Mr. Brian Shea.
And Brian. Shay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, nominations are now in order for the office of chairperson pro tem.
I'll nominate Scott Bell.
I will second that.
Are there any other nominations? Nominations are declared ceased. Wickman, who do you vote for?
Scott Bell.
Shay?
Scott Bell.
Miller?
Scott Bell?
Jorgensen?
Scott Bell.
Okay.
And Scotty.
Jenna. Brian?
Okay. I'll turn the meeting over to Chairman Shea.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks for voting me.
Maybe too big.
Really?
Yeah.
Susan and Jeff, much of what we're gonna do now is
Here.
pretty standard stuff, but if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. What the hell are you doing this for? That's why we've always done it.
Okay, next up, John Rasmussen. We got some house cleaning to do. What we got is a resolution 06-2023. The county engineer to close secondary roads for construction and/or maintenance. And do I have to read the whole resolution?
No.
Good.
So this is the annual resolution, allows me to close roads for construction or maintenance or emergencies. We can do them one at a time, or we can do one for the whole year. We've always just done one for the whole year.
We usually do it for the whole year, is what we've done, and it's just something we have to do every year, correct? Okay,
Motion to approve.
Second.
we got a motion and a second. Any questions, comments? Call for roll, or,
Roll call, Brian Shea, Chairman Shea.
aye.
Supervisors Wickman,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Jorgensen.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, next up, county engineer, resolution number 07-2023, authorizing the county engineer to certify completion papers and make final acceptance of contract work on the farm to market and federal aid systems. John?
Kind of same thing. We do the contract administration and project administration for projects, and then the project, I sign them. You guys see the final vouchers and final costs.
Okay, anybody motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, resolution, we need a roll call.
Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Wickman,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Jorgensen.
Aye. Okay, number C, we're gonna do another county engineer deal. Resolution 08-2023, authorizing the county engineer to sign or issue and sign special permits for movement of vehicles of excess size and weight upon Potawatomi County secondary roads.
Right, so we issue the trip permits for trucks that are oversized or overweight within the county.
Those fees are set by the state then?
There's a recommendation from the state, yeah, so the fees stay local for that. And we entered into the all systems permitting too, so there'll be additional revenue there. And the state may issue some of our permits now.
Have they changed their fees on those at all?
All systems, I believe, is $500, and it's a statewide thing though.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Melvin, would you do a roll call?
Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Jorgensen,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
and Wickman.
Aye.
Okay, number D, we're gonna sign a contract to purchase the additional right-of-way from Patrick F.,
It's an E.
that's an E,
Online
Doris
it
A.
is.
Montag in the amount of $1,380.
So this is for the Dumfries and Trefork paving project. I have the original contracts here, which I would want you to sign. I can leave those with Janet or bring them up, however you want to handle it during the meeting. But There's about 12 signatures if you want to catch them later.
Whatever you want to do. We got to go through a bunch of these, don't we?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone, questions? Motion?
Are these all of the additional right-of-ways that we need to acquire for this
I have one
project?
more parcel to get yet.
One more?
One more.
Motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Number E, or letter E, sign the contract to purchase right away from Eric G. and Nicole L. Thompson in the amount of $12, I'm sorry, $5,012.
John, are these each have square footage assigned to them?
Yeah, there wasn't the packet. That one was 15,763
Okay,
square feet.
thank you.
But all these right-of-ways are for the same project.
Okay.
Okay. Need a motion to approve?
Make the motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Motion carried. Okay, letter F, signed contract to purchase additional right-of-way from Jeffrey and Julianne Karloff in the amount of $8,118. Same project.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say aye. Motion carried. Signed contract to purchase additional right-of-way from CMRS LLC in the amount of $15,602. Same project. Motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone deny? Say aye. Okay, letter H. Yeah. Letter H, signed contract to purchase additional right-of-way from Brandt Land Company in the amount of $11,936. Same project.
So moved.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay. Letter I, sign leasehold interest contract to Kelby Borthman in the amount of $100. Is that this project?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So the tenants on the properties also have property rights, so we're buying those as well.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Letter J, sign leasehold interest contract to Tom Heitman as a donation. That worked, huh, John?
Motion to approve?
Okay,
Second.
Jeff seconds. Got a motion, a second. Questions? Everyone in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Okay, number 3, Robert's Rules of Order. We are to adopt that for our board. Robert's Rule of Order as written rules of parliamentary procedures for transcription or transaction of business and meetings, except when it conflicts with the Code of Iowa. Motion. You got a motion?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion, questions? Everyone in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same. Motion carried. Okay, establish the policy on board sessions. There's one thing I'd like to see changed. I'd like to see us change over from 2-minute public comment over to 3-minute. And I think that'll give just a little more time for people to speak up, and I think that's important for them to be able to come in and have their say. So, got any questions? Other than that, I think the policies are all the same.
That, if it's Chairman Shea, that, I would like to see that put on the agenda for discussion. This actual motion sets the day and time of our meetings. Doesn't say
Okay.
anything about the,
I know that's just one thing I wanted to bring up. Matt, can we put that on the agenda next week, and that's one thing we can change? Okay.
Yeah, that, I think is it over there in the policy?
Yeah,
No,
I
over
saw
that
it.
plastic.
Oh, this one?
Is it over there?
it's in the packet,
It's
Brian.
in the green folder, probably in the back.
Yeah, towards the back.
Oh, okay.
The chairman reads before public
I'll get
comment.
used to it.
That, that can be.
So today, we just need to set the time for next week for
For your
discussion and
regular session.
approval or
It's-
disapprove.
This item is to set the time and date for
For
your
our
regular
board
meetings,
Okay,
which has always been Tuesday at 10. Well, not always, but for quite some time. So does Tuesday at 10 suit everybody?
I'll make a motion that we, continue with Tuesday at 10 a.m.
I'll second that.
With additional meetings from time to
Yeah,
time
yeah,
as needed.
yeah. We can adjust whenever we want to. If we want to go out,
Hold an evening meeting
yeah,
sometime.
yeah.
Or, I start at 9 o'clock someday, but you never start at 8:30 or 8.
Okay.
Because you won't have a clerk here.
Well, you have those opportunities to go out in the evening, and you have to be, I guess, cognizant of if you want to have staff there too and such, so.
Correct.
And then someone needs to be there to take the minutes, that type of thing,
I
so.
was the Opera's Club member and trainer, and we met at 7:20 PM on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And I wanted to change it to 7:30. And I said, what's the difference, 7:20 or 7:30? I can't remember the guy's name, he former mayor, trainer, he passed away now, but he said the difference is 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10
okay,
minutes
so this
is
is Tuesday, next Tuesday to set this?
No, this
Or-
is setting it now
Okay,
until we decide to reset it, if we decide to reset it
okay.
in the future.
So we got a motion and a second to approve the Tuesdays at 10 a.m. for our public hearing, public meetings.
Board meetings.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, resolution 01-2023, the payment of the county bills.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and a second to approve the auditor be and hereby authorized directed to issue warrants and payment of claims before audit, and when the board is not in session. So all in favor signify by saying, oh, wait a minute, this is a roll call, sorry.
Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Belt,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Wickman, and Jorgensen.
Aye.
Resolution number 02, 2023, authorizing auditor to destroy county vouchers on or before January 1st, 2013. Melvin, do we record those or anything? Do we-
Yeah, I'm guessing at some point this will be kind of moot because everything's digitally scanned in, so
Okay.
there's no.
And this is just actually the papers?
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, we've got a process where these warrants are getting scanned in every year.
Okay.
Into the system, and then the thing is, the state auditor wants 2 years of paper when they come in and do the audit. So Thea keeps 2 years of paper
Okay.
there in files behind her.
So we keep 10 years
Yeah,
just to be safe?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But I think, since these are getting digitally scanned over the past few years, they'll be available for much more than 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Melvin, will you do a roll call?
Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Wickman.
Aye.
Belt,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Jorgensen.
Aye. Okay, letter E, Resolution 03, 2023, approval of deputy appointments. This, these, as it shows, states the auditor, treasurer, recorder, sheriff, and county attorney may each appoint with the approval of the board one or more deputies, assistants, or clerks for those acts the principal officer is responsible for. Okay. You want to make a motion?
Make motion approved.
Second?
Motion and a second. Melvin, will you do a roll call?
You bet. Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Belt,
Aye.
Wickman,
Aye.
Jorgensen,
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Okay. Letter F is resolution number 04, 2023, utilities resolution. This, motion to approve and authorize board to sign resolution 04, 2023 pertaining to the taxable value of the lengths of mileage of the several railroad, telegraph, telephone, and express companies in Pottawatomie County.
Make that motion.
I'll second. Is this the same amount, or have they added some pipelines or some mileage
Well,
since last year?
I don't know that, we don't even have, that's what my discussion was gonna be, it doesn't even include pipeline in the resolution. It has a telegraph, and I don't know that we have a telegraph company, and there's no telephone number in here either, Susan. It's railroad is 80 million, and then the pipeline's 84 million, so not sure what last year's numbers were. Those would have to be, I don't know if they got these from Penny or did.
Probably from Becky.
Yeah. So I don't know where
All that is determined by the Department of Revenue. It just comes down to us. Penny doesn't assess the railroads or the pipelines. The assessor doesn't. It's all done by the Department of Revenue.
So the new pipeline, if there is a new pipeline, that'd be 18 months out, correct? Once they're finished?
I'm not sure if they're treated that same way as.
I don't know either.
Department of Management.
Iowa Utility
I don't know.
Board should.
No, it's the Department of Management.
What, has that been approved? I mean, what entity is approving all of this?
It goes through the Iowa Utilities
Okay.
Board.
And but counties independently have a say on pipelines or not?
No. They
Not as far
override
as their
us.
value.
Oh, okay, the value, okay.
So I need a motion to approve?
Well, who provided these numbers? Who's validated them?
That probably came from the Department of Revenue.
Yeah, from the state.
Comes from the state. They're the ones that did, the utility has to send in those number of miles, whether it's a pipeline or a power line, to us and the Department of Revenue, and they determine the value. And that's sent back to us to,
Power's not included on this.
well, I think it probably should be, but I'm not,
There's no value given for, it's just for.
Is Becky here today?
Yeah.
Can you call her in?
Does this include the CO2 gas pipeline that's being discussed or talked about?
no,
Not,
well, they're not.
not at this point.
Okay,
There's
good,
nothing in the county at this point.
right, okay.
Well, I better just call her, make sure if I text her, she may not see it. Or it might be easier just to yell down the
You
hall.
want me to go down there?
Yeah, just have Candy yell at Becky and never come
That's got it. I'd just like to know how it changed from last year. Did it go up? Did it stay the same, or we just?
When we get our valuation sheet here soon from the state, why, there'll be a comparison with last year on the utilities and every other taxing entity. But the state does it because these pipelines and power lines and run across county lines. So the whole line is assessed and then it's meted out to the various counties.
Is that the big transfer power lines, or is it just the everyday?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think they do electric different.
There might be.
Thanks, Matt.
That's fine.
No, let's get your answers for everybody.
Northern Natural Gas actually took out pipelines this last year from the plant east of Oakland, south, probably clear through the county line that angled Candy Farm across the county.
That might affect the Northern Naturals valuation.
Pour it out?
Yes, they hauled it
Okay.
all up and took it out. They removed it.
Was that an active line then?
It's one I think that they took out of service.
There's 3 lines going up that route, I think, wasn't there?
I don't know if that was their C line or their B line.
I did some work for Northern Natural Gas, and a lot of those lines in there have been in the ground since the 30s and 40s,
Mhm.
actually, so, yeah.
Yeah, they run from Oklahoma to who knows where, Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah.
if we tax them, just while they're in the ground or while they're in use?
I don't know.
If they abandon it, does it
Well, I don't
go
think-
away on
Some
the,
that get abandoned and they're not paying.
that's when they quit paying?
Right.
Okay,
They just up and leave and.
okay.
Has there ever been a pipeline explosion in Potawatomi County, you guys know?
Not to my recollection, unless it might have just been on a city street or something on a personal line, but.
We had a leak out by Crescent, but a car hit that, so they shut it down.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Hey, Becky,
Good morning.
I have some questions about the utilities assessment. And on the motion, it just gives railroad and pipeline. The question is,
That's because the telephone and telegraph is now centrally assessed. So it's not assessed through us, it's assessed through the state. And
We were wondering if that number went up or down.
it went up just a little bit with just railroads and pipelines. Last year it was 163,443,782.53 was the total.
You have the two, the railroad number and the.
Railroad was 72,877,233.78.
Last year,
And the pipeline 73751,011.29.
so one went up about 8 million, the other about 11. That sounds about right.
What's our taxable income on that? Do you know?
I don't have that in front of me right
You
now.
don't know, do you, Lee?
What did you say they do with the telephone and that stuff now?
They're centrally assessed. So they go through the
Department of Management?
Department of Revenue.
Department of Revenue. Do they give us a number for those?
I haven't seen anything. I can do some searching on it.
Okay,
maybe
also,
just a couple of years, last year or 2 years ago, legislature did that because of the cell towers.
they do tax the cell towers the same?
I think that's where they lumped it together, because cell towers are getting assessed by the counties, and since we're in this cellular age,
Okay,
and I think that was the reason that it went to statewide assessment.
We don't have to do a resolution for that later on or something?
The cell towers pay local property tax. The cell towers pay local property tax.
Yeah, they do, but it's assessed through the state. And I didn't pay much attention to all that legislative debate, but that was a couple years ago, I think.
okay, got your questions answered?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Becky.
Okay, you need a motion, correct?
We have a belt, we have Belt and Miller.
I made
Okay,
the motion,
okay.
and Susan seconded it.
Okay. All right, Melvin, will you do a roll call?
You bet. Chairman Shea,
Yes.
Supervisors Wickman,
Aye.
Belt,
All right.
Miller,
Aye.
and Jorgensen.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, Becky. Okay, letter G, Resolution 05-2023, Construction Evaluation Resolution relating to the construction of a confinement feeding operation. That'd be you, wouldn't it, Matt?
I came up here in case there were questions that I can provide the district. The Iowa Department of Natural Resources has jurisdiction over combined feeding operations over a certain size. When you reach 999 head of cattle, 2,500 hogs, they go through what's called a master matrix evaluation. By adopting this resolution, that allows the Board of Supervisors to independently score the proposed feeding operation And it's based on, they have to submit reports on setbacks, which they do a number of maps that they'll submit to us. Soil conditions, that are on there. It's about 80 pages long. It goes all the way into, did they go around and talk to their neighbors that they're planning on putting a confined feeding operation in like this? And, the normal process that a lot of them will go through is they will score themselves high enough to reach the minimum criteria. They won't answer the rest of the questions on there. The Board of Supervisors had passed that responsibility over to the planning department to go through, independently score the new feeding operation, and we come and submit the report to the Board of Supervisors. A public meeting has to be held, and then the Board of Supervisors gets to offer a recommendation to the Iowa Department of Natural Resources on whether or not to approve the application for the feeding operation. We don't, the board doesn't get to just deny it and it not happen. It's just a recommendation that goes up. We have passed forward a recommendation of denial before. The Iowa DNR did take it very seriously. They reached back out to try to figure out why the Board of Supervisors did not want to have this operation in there. But it is the only way in which we get, as a county, get to have some say in combined feeding operations located in our jurisdiction.
This item is pretty contentious up at the state almost every year. And the bills that come up to try to get this a little more local control in it, but it hasn't changed since I've been on the board, I don't think. But I think it's pretty important that we at least get our say, or 10 cents is probably about all it's worth when it comes down to it. It'd probably be good to have Jeff and Susan, yeah, I guess I shouldn't call you, you're more comfortable with your first names or your last names. Mr. Supervisor Jorgensen, Supervisor Miller.
That's fine.
Okay. Get a kind of a list of those operations or such to them, so they at least have an awareness of how much of that goes on in Pot County. There's quite a few.
Yeah, I would imagine manure disposal is the biggest issue, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so you're looking at waterways, you're looking at, contamination of underground water, I'm guessing. But all of that is addressed in the standards and the regulations?
Yeah, even the ones that are slightly under do have to submit manure management plans to us. But again, it's more of an informational only to the counties. It's all regulated by the Iowa DNR. And then we have citizens that will call in complaints, and we do contact our people over at the DNR to come down, and the DNR will even have our environmental health folks join them when they do their inspection of the property, just to be able to pass on that information.
It's a big infrastructure issue too. I mean, the amount of trucks and coming and going depending on where it's located and what type of operation it is. So I mean, they're a big deal. I mean, we want to encourage agricultural and those types of things. We just got to be careful. It's not.
How many of those large operations are there in Potawatomi County? Do you have a number?
I can't give you an exact number of the large ones in Potawatomi County. They did have some figures last year that came out from the state that if you added all of the states that surround Iowa,
okay,
you add up all the confined feeding operations in those states, you multiply it by 3, and that's how many we have within the state of Iowa. For the most part, our large feeding operations reside on the eastern side of the county. We have a couple on the western side. Iowa Select is a big one for the hog plants on the eastern side of the county. There's quite a few, but they hold themselves underneath the master matrix criteria because they don't want to go through with a public meeting on them.
all right.
But we're probably upper 20s.
Matt, what about chicken and turkey? There we go, the chickens again.
We have one in the county that meets those criteria.
Okay.
And again, it's on the eastern side of the county.
if you send that information, would you send it to the board? I'd appreciate that. Thank you, Matt. Okay, so we need a,
You need a motion on that?
yes, I do, on resolution number 05, 2023.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Melvin, will you do a roll call, please?
Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Wickman, Belt,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
and Jorgensen.
Aye.
Okay, we need approval of the official newspapers for Pot County for 2023. The Herald Oakland, the Avoca Journal Herald, the Daily Nopperell. The county shall pay no more than the Iowa Code allows for legal publications in these newspapers.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion? Comments? We're looking at you, David. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All denying, same motion. Motion carried. Okay, discussion and or decision on legal holidays for 2023. We've got 10 there.
No changes from last year, the same legal holidays.
Okay,
Motion to approve.
Second.
motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion to deny, same. Motion carried. Okay, letter J, approval of federal standard mileage rate for 2023. Yeah. Gotta go back through and sign more.
No, it's, policy. Go ahead. I'm just looking for.
I don't know what that is.
I think it was at 62 and a half.
They just released it 3 days ago to 65 and a half.
65 cents per mile.
Yes, Dixie was watching it every single day to put the amount on your agenda, but it did not come up until
65 and a half.
65 and a half. Correct.
Okay.
Maybe she didn't.
What are you looking
What's that,
for?
up
I had my
2
sheet.
cents?
3 cents.
Oh, is this one mine?
What's that?
Yours is up there, eh?
No, there was two of them.
Oh, okay. Grab me that one.
You must, did you grab?
That's
it?
mine. That's it. So I was crossing them out. Okay, we need a motion for the 65 and a half cents per mile to be reimbursed.
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone to deny, same motion. Motion carried. Okay, discussion and or decision to appoint the Southwest Iowa Regional Mental Health and Disability Service Board for 2023.
Mr. Chairman, the representative on that board last year was Lynn Groby.
Okay,
I was the alternate. I will serve in that position if you wish.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
okay, we got a motion and
So,
a second.
We need a,
Second,
we need an alternate. Someone that wants to
how often do they meet?
Once a month. I think it's first Monday.
I think it's the fourth,
They meet in Oakland. Is it the last Monday of the month then?
Gentlemen, if it makes any difference, I'm retired, so I've got plenty of time. Whatever needs to be done. That's just me.
You're not retired.
Yeah, you'll get used to going to meetings.
It wouldn't, and, any of you guys can go to any of those, committee meetings, regardless of who the chairman appoints, as long as there are no more than 2 of you there, because you can't have a quorum. But just for FY, you may not be able to vote, but just for your own education, it doesn't hurt to go sit in on some of those other meetings. If you have time. That'll keep you busy on your own
You want to
appointments.
second it, Jeff?
I'll second it.
You
Okay,
want me
so we
to-
got-
You want to be the second representative?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then Scott, we can just ride together on these things. Is that right?
Well, it'd be
Well,
Tim.
I'm sorry,
Tim.
Tim,
You could go to any of them you wish. This is a voting position, so
We get 1 vote usually,
the primary gets the vote.
unless you ain't there, then he gets to vote.
And I would let you know if I'm not gonna be there.
and if you want to get involved in that, it wouldn't hurt for you to go down and have a chat with Suzanne Watson and kind of know really what it is they do and how they do it.
So what do we decide, that 4th Monday? Is that when it is?
Yeah, we'll have to confirm that with Suzanne, so.
As long as she knows who the reps are, she'll
Yeah.
email. She'll
Okay.
get them on their email list.
So what I need is a motion to approve for Supervisor Wickman and Supervisor Jorgensen to be the second on the Mental Health and Disability Services Board for 2023.
So moved.
Second.
I thought Scott.
So we got
Oh.
Bill already.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just need to call for the vote.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All
Suzanne
denying,
Watson.
same motion.
I'll direct you after this meeting.
Okay. Discussion and or decision to appoint to the 4th Judicial District Department of Correctional Services Board for the directors, or of directors for 2023. Who done that last year?
Scott.
I did it last year.
Schultz was the alternate.
Okay. Does anybody wanna,
I would be interested to be the secondary if you want
Okay.
to stay in the
you
primary.
wanna stay on?
That's fine. I mean, we're gonna get these newbies involved.
Get them writing?
Oh, we can put them on Mappa, we can put them on Pace, and
Okay. So I need a motion and a second to approve the 4th Judicial District Department of Corrections Service Board of Director for 20, is this a voting?
This is down on 9th Avenue here.
Is that a voting?
Yeah, that's a vote.
Okay.
With, is it 9 other counties?
I think there's 9 in the
4th Judicial.
4th Judicial District.
Yeah. 9 other counties.
And when do they meet? Do you guys remember?
It's like it's quarterly,
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's been quarterly
the fourth Wednesday.
for quite a while. And sometimes it's over Zoom. A lot of times it's the same day as we're doing that one. Where's the juvenile? We don't have that on here, the juvenile detention one, which is a vote or 2. Because those folks come into town and Mr. Grovey was on that.
it's on their second page. Scott,
Southwest
second
Iowa
one down.
juvenile.
Yeah, but in the year, it's not.
Oh,
It,
Melvin, did I get a motion on that?
No.
juvenile detention, yeah. 'Cause a lot of them came in and went to that at noon, and then, this one's is it at 1:30, I think, usually, the 4th Judicial. It doesn't have the time there, but I think it's usually at 1:30 or
Okay.
2, so that when they're here, that the other counties, when they're here, they don't have to, same person serves on, and it was Mr. Grovey,
Okay.
the 4th juvenile detention.
Okay, I need a motion to approve Supervisor Belt and Supervisor Miller for the 4th Judicial District Department of Correction Service Board.
I'll make a motion.
Tim? 1 second there.
Which, sure.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All denying, same motion. Okay. Letter M, discussion and/or decision on appointment of representatives to the IGHCP Board for 2023.
Supervisor Shea, Brian, if we can move forward, you can call me Tim. Is it okay if I call you Brian?
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
sweet.
okay with that.
Brian, Scott, and that's a once a year meeting when they go to Des Moines and meet with ICAP and our insurance and come back with our health insurance increase estimate.
Okay,
Scott has served extremely well on that, and Jana is the alternate. Not really an alternate. They are a combined team when they go up to discuss that with our insurance representatives. I would make a motion to appoint Scott and Jana to continue on that board, board.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is, and I'm happy to do it this year, but I think we need to get some
Mix
change
it
up.
up.
Yeah, to get some other people involved in that, so they can get that perspective.
If another board member wishes to go with you on that, Scott, they can. 3 of us can, two can.
Right.
I was just gonna say that exact same thing. Yeah, if another board member wants to go, they can go, they just can't vote. Scott sits in a different part of the meeting so that he can vote. But any other people could go if they'd like to. It's usually a 2-day thing,
Okay,
but you
so-
don't have to go the first day.
If I understand this right, this is, you're going to a meeting to discuss the options or,
Well, there's, shoot, I don't even know how many members there are, but there's probably 50 or 60 members. There's people from counties, schools, and
County-
cities.
Counties, cities, and municipalities. Schools
This-
aren't, so
There's a
IGHC.
couple schools.
There are a couple of schools that are grandfathered in. I don't think they allow new schools. And so IGHCP is sort of like the umbrella for our health insurance. And then they work with Blue Cross Blue Shield to help determine what our premiums and our plan is going to be. But we also have a broker that jumps in, and I can go into more details for you. But this annual meeting that occurs in February, Scott and I go, and there's usually a first day of trainings, and then the second day is they tell us what our new rates are going to be. That's just the first step, though, because our rates could go down still from there. They go over the highest claims out of everyone within that group, because everyone's pulled together to help keep the numbers down. And then we get a packet that says what our highest claims were, or are.
Do one of you want to join?
I would be willing to do that. I mean, health insurance has been a big item for me in the last couple of years. Both working for Union Pacific and then transitioning into retirement, getting on board with Medicare and of course, involved with the county healthcare plan too. So
Okay.
I've gotten to talk to a lot of people and gotten a little bit better understanding than I ever had before about healthcare.
Well, I think that'd be good to have you on there, Jeff, for purposes of when one of us isn't here, you know,
Right.
Well,
continuity.
It's just once a year, yeah.
I understand. So, Tim, is it okay to do Scott, Jeff, and Jana on that, on your motion?
Well, Jeff can just,
I can just ride along.
Okay, all right.
And Scott, you let me know. I mean,
yeah, no, we'll know about it when we get the information.
The date's already established. I don't know of the place and such as yet, but I can send you the date. I'll email it to you.
All right.
We still need a second off of Wickman's motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to approve Scott and Jana as our reps for the IGHCP Board.
It's Iowa Group Healthcare Plan.
Iowa what?
Group Healthcare Plan,
Okay, all
right?
right.
Yes.
Okay. We'll have to get you an LOA. List of acronyms.
Yeah, yes, that would help a lot.
Got a motion and a second. Everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone deny? Same motion. Motion carried. Discussion under decision on appointment of MAPPA representative for 2023 Metro Area Planning Agency.
That's
I
right.
believe, who was on there before? Scott was?
Yeah.
Well, I used to be, but Scott kicked me off when he was chairman.
Well, there's probably a reason.
I don't remember that, but.
No, I'm just teasing him.
Years ago.
I think he was too. Discussion?
I think Tim was secondary on that. Are you interested?
Scott, would you still consider serving on the apple board?
Well, I can, but I mean, probably someone else wants to do it.
Exactly what are their responsibilities? I mean, what do they?
MAPPA,
Yeah,
Metro Area Planning Agency.
is that a multi-county organization?
Yeah, so it's Douglas, Sarpy, Mills, Pot, what am I missing?
Is it only a portion,
Washington.
a portion of Pot County, ain't it?
No, it's all the Pot and all the Mills.
Okay, because there was a circle and I remember Crescent being in that circle just barely.
MAPPA carves out
You're in the
an area for the Omaha greater area, then there's North
Okay.
Dakota Regional Planning Agency is the rest of the county, so.
Okay.
There is kind of two different
So
functions.
they were dealing with the issues of the flooding along the Missouri River? Is that something that they were looking at? or-
Well, they would help out. They were helping, planning and zoning with some recovery,
I see, okay.
FEMA stuff.
They do a lot of
It's one of the channels of
transportation.
federal funds to come to
Yeah,
the counties for different
transportation's
purposes.
Channel the federal funds, okay.
bike trails, you know, a lot of that stuff, planning, any type of planning, interstate. You know, one of the big ones they're working on is the exit out on, oh shoot, I don't know if it's at Gretna or it's out that way, another exit off the interstate between Omaha and Lincoln, on one of those big interchanges.
I would be interested in serving in some capacity.
You wanna go and do it?
I would be happy to do that.
Okay, it's on Thursday afternoons.
There's two meetings. There's the finance meeting and
Then
the governing board meeting.
Yeah, I don't know if, what the finance, if you are, if they switch that up each year or not. I haven't always been on finance, but
Oh.
I have.
But if we have two board members, one could serve in each capacity, or is it the same one?
No, it's the
serves
same one
Yeah.
typically.
The finance committee was just made up of county folks. Or was it?
Susan, I'd go to some of those with you, as your second.
If Scott wants to
No,
step
if you-
away from it.
That's fine.
Are you kicking away or?
That's fine, but I mean, you don't both, you can both go, you just can't both
Right,
vote.
there's only one
Right.
vote.
Right.
She'd be first.
Right, if she's there, yeah.
They have some strict rules, and I don't know if you can have proxy votes or not. But you'll find out when you get there.
Oh, yeah, because,
Do they?
which called, I shouldn't say which called, Mayor Stofford has someone show up and vote for her
Yeah, that's true.
all the time.
Yeah, that's where I met Chris Rogers. He worked for the former mayor.
He's a county,
Yeah, this was before he got with the county.
So this is infrastructure planning?
MAPPA,
Yeah.
yeah, and.
they're in the paper quite a
Planning
bit.
and all kinds of planning. They do the, well, Matt's gone.
Housing block grants.
Yeah, block grants, but they do, the 2050 and the 730, and I mean, they do work with all the little communities. I shouldn't say all, the lion's share of our communities, they work with MAPPA. The other ones work with SWIPCO, I think it is, out of Atlantic. You know,
A lot of funding comes down to Potawatomi County through our COG, which is the Council of Governments. MAPPA is our COG. So a lot of funding for some projects, including the flooding up north, went through MAPPA. They don't give money directly to the county. The money is given to MAPPA. So, I mean, it's an important position, and I think you're doing great to put Susan and Brian on there.
well, we've used MAPPA here more recently to do the buyouts in the flood, and then they did also did the overseeing of the restoration of Carson and Macedonia on the redoing their downtown storefront stuff.
Yeah, they've been involved with all of the city's programs
Right.
that were funded by Iowa West.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be the outfit to get a hold of if I've got a project in mind that would benefit Potawatomi County, is that right?
Possibly.
Well,
Okay.
you might, depending on the project, you might want to run through your engineer or your planning director.
I saw I was given a presentation yesterday about the light rail that could possibly come through Council Bluffs and Omaha. Now, Omaha's having some issues with Warren Buffett on this project, but that might be a temporary thing.
Rightly so.
But is that something MAPPA? Is that something MAPPA?
Oh, yeah.
They deep in that, yes.
Okay, all right. And what I saw was astounding. I mean, it's, of course, it's a presentation and they did analysis of possible, what potential economic growth from that. I mean, it was a nice presentation.
Okay, so are you okay with
Sure.
us? Okay.
So, I mean, if something happens, we can switch things.
All
up.
right, because
Yeah.
it'll just be second. We'll make a decision. I need a motion for Susan to be first and Brian to be second on the MAPPA board.
So moved.
Second?
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, discussion and/or decision on monthly stipend amount for elected officials' mobile cellular usage for 2023. I think we were at $50 last year a month. Discussion? Anybody?
I don't know that we need to change it. Is there any reason to change it?
Keep it at $50?
If you don't get a county phone. If you want to carry two phones, that's.
You have that option to carry a second phone.
Otherwise, the $50 go to your personal phone bill, correct? Okay. All right.
Need a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone denying, same motion. Motion carried. Jenna Lemrick, Director of Human Resources, discussion and/or decision to approve appointment of Jana Lemrick as Title VI Coordinator. I called Jana the other day. Jana, will you explain to these people what this is about?
Yes, Title VI prohibits discrimination in any program that receives funding from the federal government. And so the Title VI coordinator investigates and coordinates if there are any complaints. Where that would specifically come into play for us is John. John's department receives a lot of federal funding for the projects that he does. Well, I don't want to say a lot. I don't know how much federal funding you get, but I'm assuming it's a lot for the projects that he does. And so we had a review in late 2020 and it's a DOT requirement that we have this, but we had a review in late 2020, and the HR director has always historically been the Title VI coordinator, and during their review, they recommended that this goes on the board's agenda every year, so we started that in January 2021. And here we are, maybe it was late 2021, but we started it in January 2022. But it's to make sure that there is no discrimination. So if John sends something out to bid, that's why he does sealed bids. If John is going to close a road that might impact a certain group of people, or he doesn't give them enough notice or the right kind of notice, that could be something that someone says is discrimination. And so the coordinator just helps if there are any complaints in regards to that.
Good.
Yeah, it's for other federal funds too, so FEMA would be federal funds and other
Yeah.
departments get into that. Most of our work we do during the project, we fill out forms and do wage surveys and a lot of that checking on the contractors and make sure they're in compliance as well.
Okay. Have we had any since that's come aboard?
No, we've not. So we get certified payrolls and have a lot of stuff on that end, but we haven't had a complaint that I'm aware of from a contractor anyways.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone denying, same motion? Melvin Hauser, Auditor, discussion and or decision on precinct election official compensation. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, didn't we?
You may have, I don't remember, but several years ago during the 2020 election, of course, there was COVID hazard pay money for counties if they chose to use it. There was some issue going on in another county in the state, and the supervisors and the local senator were kind of on the election commissioner's case about something, and said, well, that's the way other counties have done it. Because we did approve hazard pay for those election officials. We had fewer of them because we had fewer precincts open during 2020, right. But we gave them some extra money. So when this other election commissioner said, well, everybody else is doing it, then the state auditor started doing some research, asked us, and Jody had to get them all kinds of information on who got what and mileage and stuff. And then they asked when the board's motion was. And we found it from 2016 when we raised it from $8.50 an hour to $200 a day. And then they asked when the board approved the $8.50. Well, that was God knows when. Couldn't find it. So what we decided to do was just every year put it on the first meeting of the year agenda so everybody knows. And if the state auditor ever or anybody wants to ask when did we get approval for this compensation for the PEOs, we'll be easily able to find it. So it's just going to be a routine thing.
Are we going back to more precincts?
No.
Voting stations?
No. We'll still have 40 precincts.
Okay.
But
what we used to have, Melvin?
We've always had, well, since I've been there, we've always had 40 precincts. There may have been more years before that.
I think it was 41 at one time.
There may have been, but we're at 40 precincts, although some precincts are in the same site. There's three of them in Garner and CB10 and CB20 are all at one church there on Valley View.
Okay.
But still 40 precincts. The number of sites are.
Are any of these numbers different than what we're charging, than what the prices are now?
No.
Okay.
No, we haven't raised any.
This only affects Potawatomi County, and the expense is only ours if it's a county election. School board, city council bluffs, those kind of elections, they reimburse the county for those costs, correct?
Right, except for the salaries of the staff, but all the election costs for the truck delivery and the paper and programming and all that stuff goes on the cities and schools.
So I guess I was listening to you we're at $8, and you said we were once at 850 or something?
I think it was, for election day, it was at 8:50, maybe it was at 8, but now just for the training, it's just gonna be $8 an hour. And the trainings will last, a couple hours,
Okay,
maybe an hour and a half, I don't know. And then there's mileage involved for them to come in and get training, and there could be some more training. Well, no, that's just gonna affect the staff here, it won't affect the PEOs.
I need a motion to approve.
I'm not clear on what the motion is. I've
Just
heard different dollar
Just
amounts.
approve the dollar amounts for our PEOs.
And what are the dollar amounts?
It's listed right there on the agenda.
For the chairperson is 250.
Jeff and I don't have that information.
Okay.
It's,
We don't.
it's
See,
on the,
them, I think,
it's on the script. Didn't you get a script?
no, I think maybe them guys grabbed them on their way out.
It's
Oh, Schultz and,
Yeah, they
they
grabbed
took the
them.
whole thing.
No.
Well, no wonder you're lost.
Well, we're not lost, we're just asking questions.
It's
That's okay, you're supposed to speak up.
$250, it's $250 for the chairperson, and $200 for the regular officials.
Okay.
$8
that makes a lot
for
more
training.
sense now.
Okay.
They probably didn't get the packet on their computer either.
No, that's why we got it.
And then there's $15 an hour for those workers that have to go out to the nursing homes.
Do you get more help than you need? No?
We could always use more help.
Okay.
On the,
Jody does have a pretty good list of PEOs, but there
I
are
showed it up there. But you ain't got your,
only a few of them that are really good enough to, go out
You'll get that
and
this afternoon.
go out to the nursing homes or stand here at the counter.
okay, so,
But anytime you want, you can come back and,
Well,
Chat with us.
we've always had trouble getting poll watchers at the county
Yeah.
park has, and it's always been a big issue.
it's a boring job.
Yeah. But, yeah, people are
So you
good.
have a motion and a second.
Sorry,
I don't think I got a motion yet, do I?
I don't have one.
Okay, I need a motion and a second to approve the pay for the precinct election officials.
so moved.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those that deny, same motion. Approved. Okay, we go to this,
Welcome.
See you, Lee.
Yeah, we're.
thanks Andrew, thanks Lee. Okay, now we got all our appointments, and do we want to go through them now and then approve them next week?
Yeah, we should probably go through them anyway.
Let's, and see who wants to be on it, and then we can approve it next week to see who wants to be on what committees and stuff.
I put this on the agenda for discussion only, so that our new members would be able to take a look at the different committees that we serve on that are open for their participation. I think it would be awesome for our two new members to take a look at all of these committees that we serve on and kind of think to yourself, which ones would you like to serve on? And then next week, we come back, have that discussion and appoint people to these boards.
You might want to just run down through them real quick so they know what the acronym means or what they do, so then.
Oh,
We got a total of 24, so you're gonna serve on 4 to 5 each.
if you're looking
Well-
at the first page, the Advanced Southwest Iowa, I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with that. I am the current chairman of that. I will serve one more year on that board as the past president. The E911 board is pretty self-explanatory. It's the 911 board that consists of mayors and cities, schools, county representatives on the 911 board.
But I think isn't the E911 board, the primary, the chairman
E911
board?
No.
It's not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You and Brian serve on that now.
I do.
Fireman from
When
Walnut was
Greg,
the chairman.
Greg Lawson.
Clausen is,
He still is.
Greg Clausen is.
He doesn't
He's
run-
been chair,
No. Oh, you and Scott are on that board.
correct,
We only get one vote, right?
right.
Then,
Okay,
you
the
know,
Council Bluffs Airport Authority,
We don't get it, we don't get a vote on that.
that's just a
Right,
no vote.
no vote.
I thought you were just looking at the acronym so they could know what that was. PMA is Emergency Management Agency. That's with Doug Reed across the street in the old city
Community
I've been
center.
on that.
Fire
building.
station.
MAPPA, you guys know that? PACE is the Potawatomi Art and Culture.
Do we get a vote on that?
Nope. Unless it's changed, I mean, Groby was on,
Yes.
Pace, wasn't he?
Okay, the 712 initiative, we don't have a vote on that.
No.
On the agencies that are listed, some of them have an asterisk in front of them. Do we know what that's for? West Soil and Water and PACE?
Huh,
I do not know, I see that.
Well, maybe that means you don't get a vote.
Now, Promise Partners, I think Roby was on that, wasn't he?
no, I'm on that.
You were? Was that a
Me,
vote?
No, I'm still on it. If anybody wants to get on there.
The Southwest Iowa Juvenile, that's a vote, isn't it?
Yeah,
And SWIPCO and SWITA,
that's a vote.
that's a vote. Veterans Affair,
No,
no vote on that. Board of Health, that's
no vote on that.
right, I've been on that. West Central Community Action,
There's a vote there.
okay. Groby was going to that because it was up in Harlan. The West Pot Soil and Water Conservation,
No vote.
No vote.
were you on that? Okay. WIDA, we do have a vote.
Yeah,
Workforce Investment Board,
we have a vote.
okay.
We got a vote, I think, in, Golden Hills and Hungry Canyons too, don't we?
I think,
Golden Hills, yeah, I think so. But, since I think they're gonna make some changes in their bylaws and whether, they're gonna ask for supervisors to, represent or not, I don't know. I'd have to check with, what's her name? Who did they hire?
They
Oh, they were-
hired the girl from down south there?
Yeah.
Um,
Kara
Kara.
Morgan. I think she's gonna be the executive director, and last time I talked to Michelle, they thought maybe they would, since they're not federally funded anymore, they're kind of their own nonprofit, they may.
Buddha's out of the voting,
I don't know.
okay. Hungry Canyons, did we have a vote?
Unless you give them some money.
Yeah,
Hungry Canyons has an executive board. The member counties get a vote on the floor.
You're on that, correct?
I attend it, but
Okay.
I'm not on the executive board or a
Okay.
voting member that way, I guess.
They have some interesting tours.
The Lost Hills, we went on one about a month ago. The Lost Hills Alliance Board, I've been on that, that's a vote. MAPPA, we're gonna have a vote. The Mental Health and Department,
We've already appointed that.
let's see, Fourth Judicial, that's a vote, correct?
yeah.
already did that one.
E911 was a vote. Conservation, we did not, did we have a vote on there, Tim?
Nope.
I didn't think we did.
On which one?
Conservation,
Oh, no.
East Pot Soil and Water,
Nope.
and the Advanced Southwest Iowa, yes. And the Trails Board, we do have a vote on. So do you guys want to look them over?
Yes, I would make this, for you guys anyway, simple, as simple as we can make it anyway. Wherever Lynn Groby served, I'd be willing to take his position.
Let's go over it and see what you,
Okay, but I'm a veteran, I'm a Marine Corps veteran. There's a veterans committee there that you need a supervisor on board. I would do that. And Ted Off is a good friend of mine. I would certainly be interested in the PACE committee.
well then, we'll make them final next week.
Yeah, bring that up
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Could you add the regional planning agency in there? I think Justin was on that one, the RPA.
Regional planning? I do not see that, John.
Meets monthly for about 10 minutes over in Omaha. Spends about 1.7 a year, and there's 2 votes for Pottawatomie County, and there's also 2 votes for Shelby, Harrison, and Mills. So it's towns over 5,000 plus the counties.
Can you vote twice?
Yes.
All right, here we have it.
So you're on that.
I'm on the technical committee, and if a supervisor doesn't attend, I vote on the policy committee as a proxy.
And we do have 2 votes.
2 votes, yes.
John, I might go to that with you.
When do they meet?
It's been quarterly, it's been monthly, I think we're down to maybe 8 meetings a month. We'll have several meetings in the spring, trying to get the transportation improvement program approved for the state. That kind of slows down again.
With no set date or time then?
It's usually the Wednesday of the first full week at 11.
At 11, you said?
Yeah. I think Harrison County is the only one that sends us supervisors.
Okay, the Pottawatomie County Quarterly Department Head Meeting. Janet, you're involved in that, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Where do they meet?
Right here.
Yep.
This room, okay.
Usually on Wednesdays.
Just once a quarter,
Yes.
Wednesdays?
Yep. About 10 o'clock. I attend those.
All right, the Pot County Operations and Policy Committee? Who's involved with that?
The policy committee. Scott and Tim have been attending those. And the meetings vary.
Those meetings are usually on Thursdays
Okay.
at 10 o'clock.
I think it's in the afternoon. I think it's usually,
Those are 1:30s?
yeah.
30 or 2.
Okay, the Wellness Committee?
I attend that. And that's kind of at the
Quarterly, ain't it?
Correct.
Heather Schaefer sets that up. She is the head honcho
Well, yes.
of the Wellness Committee, chairperson, secretary, treasurer, all that good stuff.
For her. Okay, IGHCP, what the heck is
We
that?
did
That's
that.
Scott.
That one.
Okay,
Our group healthcare plan.
and the county tourism.
I'm still serving on that one. Scotty is there. I've been chairing that for, I don't know, 15 years. But yeah, I was trying to get you more involved.
I know, and
Jeff's interested.
I'm a little more retired now myself.
Guys, I'm looking to make Pottawatomie County a tourist destination for Iowa. I've got a lot of things in the works I can't mention right now, but I would certainly love to be on that committee. We've got.
Well, with that kind of enthusiasm, I
Well,
think you could get
we
there.
got the Lewis and Clark, we got the Mormon Trail, we got Abraham Lincoln. We got a lot of history here in Pottawatomie County that I don't think we're taking fully advantage of. So that's where
Well, you
my
might
heart
want to
lies.
stay in touch,
We got Max
RC&D.
Duggan, too.
What's that?
There you go.
We got Max Duggan too.
That kid done well, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
That was a neat game.
He's not done yet.
If you guys have any questions about any of those committees and what they do and the responsibilities, if you give me a jingle, I can help you out, or Scott can, or Brian can.
Well, in Jeff's theory of simplicity, if he replaces Groby, I can fill in wherever Schultz
We'll
was
just go
at.
through it next
un-
week. And
unless-
it don't hurt to mix any of that stuff
Right,
up.
right.
Yeah, we need to
This
get,
is not.
we need,
Well, and you guys have served for a while, and maybe you want
Right.
to change things up a little
well,
too.
I'll just get another perspective and, I think it's as much as you can, however you wanna get by fire hose or by
It's
drop.
usually the way it works. Okay, so we will, next week, put that on the agenda and make some decisions, okay?
Okay.
And you'll have a little more info on your iPad or computer. Number 5 is a received file, which, going through that, the boards need to, or, the departments need to tell us, like if they give raises, if they transfer someone, hire, or fire someone. So that's really no action taken. They're supposed to do it before our meeting, so we know what's going on and we can approve the agenda. Number 6 is public comments. Do we have anybody here who wants to do?
Nobody signed up.
Okay, we got a sheet back there on that table. When someone comes in, if they sign up, and we usually give them 2 minutes. We set aside 30 minutes for everybody to speak. We usually do 2 minutes. I'd like to see that raised to 3 next time, so. Okay, and then we struck the closed session from Jana. So that looks like the end of our meeting. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Motion approved.
Now, who here do I need to sign this in front of?
Will, oh,
So
that would be
Mitch is
him,
notary.
and we got papers to sign.
Anybody in the auditor's office is a notary except for me. That Mitch can take care of it.
And then give this to you, Mark? Just you?
Yeah, we'll put it in the packet. Tim, you gotta sign this one, I think, don't you?
I don't know.
Do I have to
didn't
sign
look at 'em.
anything, John?
Neither did I.
I have two that need notarized.
Yeah, they are, the bright lights.
No.
I'm going over where you got things to sign.
Jeanette will take care of that.
Mitch is a
And as I
notary.
learned,
That's true.
during the meeting. Thanks, John.
Oh, you're not done.
Oh,
Once you put it on the end.
you,
Yes. 2 cents.
I'm sorry.
You're in the bad spot
Okay, so maybe
there.
we want to get meeting Brack.
That's kind of a
How much
well-traveled.
is- how much-
Well, it was all right. It wasn't too handy when Groby was there.
Don't let them
I
get
had
back.
trouble getting in.
Hey, Jeff,
But, so he had switched.
yes,
his,
I know, I told him,
I'm just waiting for you to get done
You're-
with that.
you're-
I got a file too.
you're gonna put the pressure on me.
yeah, Melvin,
Scotty?
are we off?
No.
Do I need to sign something?
Yeah, you have a bunch to sign.
Is that you?
Oh, yeah.
Sign that.
Dude, I've got to turn the phone on too.